Rogan experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night. All day.
How are you acclimatized to Austin?
I love it.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I've been here now, like, we're going? Yeah, so I've been here now for 2 years and just totally feels like home. I love it.
It's such a great town.
It's the best. The people are so nice.
Yeah.
It's such a great place to live.
Yeah. And it's one of the things I love about it is how well nature is protected here. Like Barton Springs, for example, or even like, I can't think of another major city I've been to anywhere in the world that has a river that goes to the middle of the city that anyone is playing on. Austin is the only place I've ever been to where there's a river in the middle of the city and there's people kayaking and paddleboarding and doing all of the things. You're like, that's what we should be doing in all of our rivers.
And it's clean.
It's so clean.
Yeah, that's what's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, one of the comedy clubs that I was trying to buy, there was a problem with it, and the problem was there was a parking lot, and the parking lot was at the bottom of a long hill, and if it rained, the rainwater would come down and get all the oil and all the bullshit from people's cars in the parking lot and then take it over the hill into the creek.
Oh.
And so they were supposed to have installed this big bio-containment pond.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a really wild thing. They had to, like, literally build a pond, and then they had to surround the pond with very specific plants that
to kind of
filter out shit and suck everything up. I was like, I'm out.
That's more than I want. Thanks.
But it wasn't even that. It was just like, I could see the headlines, Joe Rogan killed fish with his shitty comedy club.
The comedy club.
Yeah,
that was the
I
tool.
am not doing anything that is ever going to be an environmental concern. I'm not, if it's up for, I'm out. I'm out.
Well, to the extent that we should never be doing anything that's fucking up the planet would be great if we could all agree on that. That would be great.
It's a good idea. It's like this agreement to fuck up the planet a little bit so you can get more gas mileage, or agreement to fuck up the planet a little bit so it's easier for you to do X, Y, or Z.
Certainly, but also I think, well, this industry will run rampant, man. I mean, that's what most of it is anyway. It's greed on a really high level that we all kind of just accept because it's like, well, that's capitalism, I guess, or whatever. But
we agree that companies should try to make the most amount of money every year, always. Like, you're always supposed to make more money.
But I feel like we do, which is, I don't think that's such a bad thing, to the extent that it should never be at the expense of of human life and plant life and animal life. Like, to the extent that industry is milking every single dollar, right, out of everything.
Yeah.
Just so what? So their bottom line is better, so their shareholders are happier, so their CEO makes a better salary that year. It's all just high-level greed. And they could still all make so much money and not kill everything.
That's what's really crazy. Is like everybody always wants to do better. Like, no one wants to be king. No one wants to say, hey, you know, this company makes, $100 million a year. This is great.
Yeah,
let's everybody high five. We're good. Keep the ball rolling. We all get vacation time, and we all live a wonderful life.
No, you gotta have more, man.
And you gotta put in overtime. We gotta increase our bottom line. We gotta fucking, why aren't these things putting on themselves?
Have you seen Succession?
Yes. Love it.
Oh, it's so good.
Love it.
It's so good, but it's also so terrifying because you're watching it being like, yeah, that's going on right now. That's so representative of multiple different,
Dude, I know people like that. I physically know people like that who got all their money from their parents and they're just batshit crazy and doing blow and wearing $50,000 watches
and just going for more and more and more and more and more at the expense of everyone and everything else.
It never ends.
Yeah.
And it's always, you have to have the newest, greatest thing. You know, you have to have the 2023 Mercedes right when it comes out. Like, everybody's balling in this weird, like, performative way.
Well, and we all celebrate it, which is the saddest thing. Honestly, look at Instagram, all of it. I mean, it's, if you drive a Lambo, how many likes do you know what I mean? It's like, and we all also, I mean, nothing against Lamborghinis, but we all kind of sense that that's flashy anyway. Why are we so caught up in that? And yet it still is getting all the likes and getting all the shares. And people still, particularly young people, are still like gunning for that, aiming for that. Like, I want to be that cool. It's like, no, you don't. That's not the kind of life that you want to be living or aspiring to.
It's not real. They're not even living that life. Like, you're posing in front of a Lamborghini just by virtue of the fact that you're posing. You're not really living your life.
Posing.
This is fake. You're standing there in like a fancy pose to show how badass you
Look at my Lambo, man.
Yeah. And perhaps you have a bandana and no shirt on. Maybe you're really wild. Maybe you're like
Every
that
Lambo owner I know.
rich eccentric guy with flip-flops. That's what you want. The flip-flop guy. I don't even give a fuck, bro. I'm out here in flip-flops.
I mean, I am a flip-flop fan, so...
Nothing wrong with flip-flops, but flip-flops...
But I like my Crocs even more. I wore my Crocs specifically today. Because you and my judge were hating on them. I'm like, bro, these are, by the way, Texas flag Croc.
That looks like somebody made that, though. Like an artist did it.
I mean, I picked them up at Walmart. I don't know where I picked them up, but Academy. That's where I think I grabbed them.
I was hoping there was like some sort of or some shit.
Oh, that would have been fun too. Yeah. Like they were somebody else's Crocs before.
Oh, even better. grosser way to make Crocs.
But dude, Crocs are awesome though. For real.
I believe
they're very comfortable.
Amphibious. Fanny pack. I am on no moral high ground.
No moral fashion high ground.
Fucking no.
Fanny packs are back though, bro. Fanny packs are back.
I never let them go. No. I kept them through the 90s. I really did. I kept them
very handy. They're handy. And guys we don't have like purses. That's the closest thing we have to a damn purse.
A lot of folks are sporting that
they
shoulder
get the like
thing
cross
now.
thing. Yeah.
Cross thing.
Yeah.
Cross thing's alright. It's acceptable.
Yeah.
I'm amenable to a purse. I want to wear a purse.
Absolutely.
Zero problem.
Or a merce even.
I mean, maybe dudes start getting dope purses. The dominating purse.
No, but they kind of do. I mean, I've seen some dudes with like some things that they're wearing around their belt that are basically like
When you were a boy, you would get punched in the face for that.
I mean, yeah.
You walk around with a purse.
Yeah.
You get a sandwich from a stranger.
Yeah. I don't know. I think my sisters dressed me up in some of their shit, occasionally. So.
Do you think it's just guys ran out of ways to bling, so they had to like add purses?
I mean, here's the thing. For me, maybe it's a bling thing. For me, it's the utility of it. Like as a guy, we don't have a purse, so I'm always like wearing some cargo shit. Yeah. I'm wearing a jacket that's got extra pockets because that's where I got it. Especially when I was like back in the day when I was a smoker, I'd have my cigarettes and my lighter and my gum and all this. Right. I needed all that.
Yeah.
Those places. I don't have this thing to go rummage around and go find it all.
You need a snack.
And what if you need a snack?
You didn't have a fucking protein bar in my bag?
No.
You can't keep a protein bar in my pocket. That's gross.
And which pocket? That's gonna get real mangled real fast.
It's gonna be all the chocolate on the outside. It's gonna be melted off.
You know what that protein bar?
Yeah, the purse thing's an interesting thing, and you could also do a satchel to show you're interesting. Like you're an intelligent, interesting person. Worn Jones
Sexy
type
and
satchels, right? Exactly. Yes, that's a like that was a satchel probably takes a lot.
I absolutely love it. I have a satchel. He's got a lot of books.
Journal's gonna write about me.
I played this character Flynn Rider in this Disney movie Tangled, and I had a satchel. And he's a very charming, intelligent guy.
Flynn Rider, I watched that movie at least 80 times. I'm not.
Well,
I've
you got girls.
Yeah,
man.
They were at the perfect age. Yeah. So I watched that movie forever. I didn't know that was you.
Yeah, man.
That's hilarious.
It's a treat. It's one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Marvelous Mrs. Mason. You were great.
Thanks, man.
That's a fun show.
Dude, that show is really fun. It's so well done. Amy Sherman Palladino and her husband Dan, they are, and really everybody involved in that show, but they are, I think they're geniuses. I think that the way they write, direct, produce so much of that, the two of them, plus lots of other talented people, obviously, that come in and direct and produce and write, and all of the incredible actors. But it's one of those things where it's just delightful. You watch the show and you're just delighted from the beginning to the end. And Rachel and Tony, the whole cast are just so charming, and the writing is so smart, and it moves, and it's funny, and you're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch this all the time. It's
a really good show. And the way she gets into stand-up, like as a stand-up, is the least offensive I've ever seen of any of those things. Because let me tell you something, that shit is possible for a woman to be that funny, just a housewife. There's people out there that are like that.
Oh yeah.
People are like, oh, that's unrealistic that she would kill. That is not unrealistic.
No.
There was a girl at the Vulcan in Austin, and she was in the crowd, and I was doing like a Q&A thing at the end of my set.
Yeah.
And she asked something about how do you get into stand-up, and she said, and I go, are you thinking about doing stand-up? I'm like, you should do it. She goes, I'm funny as fuck. I go, come up here right now. And she got on stage, and she was a little drunk, and it wasn't the worst, but it was funny that she did it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So then, a week, 2 weeks later, maybe it was longer than that. Maybe it was like a month later. I'm on stage and I see her again, and I don't know how it came up, and I said, "Do you want to come up here and do stand up?" And she said yes, and she went up again, and she had prepared, and she had notes, and she fucking killed.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, fucking killed, and she didn't just fucking kill; she fucking killed after me. Like I had done an hour of stand up.
Oh wow, man.
And then I'm doing Q&A, and then she goes up and
And then
kills.
here comes the amuse bouche.
It was real.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is like a real Mrs. Maisel. Like that's a possible thing for a girl.
Well, I
or
mean,
for anybody.
For anybody.
a guy.
Yeah,
I knew
absolutely.
guys that never did stand up that were funnier than me. That funnier than most of my friends.
Yeah, I think most my funniest friends are not actually like in entertainment like that.
Yeah.
They're these snipers, man. Like every single day, at any given moment, they're about to say something. Something's about to come out of their mouth, and everyone's gonna be like
Yes.
pissed. And they're not like they're
Regular people.
Yeah.
That's why they're so funny.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to perform. They're just actually being themselves, which is funny, and they enjoy being funny.
well, but absolutely. And I would also add though that how cool of you to give this girl a bit of a spotlight, to give that and the encouragement over, and that she would take that. And you got something there. Let go work on that. She does.
It was fun. She had a great sense of humor, and like she was fun at like doing banter, And
Yeah.
so when she went up and did it, I was like, fuck yeah, she fucking. That woman 100% could be a professional comic if she dedicated herself to it. 100% she could do it, and that's like a Mrs. Maisel type character. Like I've seen people like that before. I used to work for a guy who was a private investigator. His name was Dave Dolan, and he was one of the funniest fucking human beings I've ever met in my life. Like he needed a driver, really. He lost his license drinking and driving.
Oh.
And so he put an ad in the paper for a private investigator's assistant. And I did a good job while I was like doing stand up.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. So I became this guy's driver, and so I hung out with him, and he was a private investigator.
Was that how long did you work?
I think it was at least 6 months, because I forget how long his driver's license was suspended for.
Was that a trip or what, bro?
It was the best.
Like you're literally just on a case all the time.
All the time. Yeah, we're on cases all day. I got to see how they catch people. Most of the time, it was people that were cheating on insurance companies.
Sure, yeah.
Like they were, like say, you would
Workman's comp, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
The guys were working under the table,
Yeah.
and so they would take photos of them and catch them lying and stuff like that. But there was one guy that his wife was plowed by this bodybuilder. And
That's fun.
And he kept wanting my friend Dave to take pictures. Hey, listen, you sick fuck. You know what the fucking deal is. You know what the guy's doing. We're done here. I'm not gonna fucking take pictures, you weirdo. This guy fucking your girl. You need to take those pictures.
I like that he has those standards. He's not just gonna go and hand that.
Dude, he was hilarious. And he never did stand up. If that guy ever went on stage, he would have fucking murdered from the moment he went up there. He was just like this really funny Irish guy from Boston. Just fucking funny all the time.
Yeah.
He was the guy that, like, when you're eating dinner, he was the one who would crack in with something and everybody would be slapping the table.
Yeah, yeah.
He was just an animal.
But there's also, I guess, that you have to have some kind of inherent confidence and also insanity to go up and do stand up and just be there working without a net and just literally saying, hey, this is me and these are my words that I think are funny. I hope you do too. I mean, that's sometimes even very, very, very funny people that put into that spotlight, they're not always necessarily totally capable, I guess, but.
Yeah, it's a skill, and you got to learn how to do it. But the thing is, like, some people really can't ever do it. But if you can do that, like what that girl did when she went on stage at my show, or you could do what Mrs. Maisel does in that show, you could actually do it. It's just a matter of like learning the rest of it. Like it becomes more comprehensive, right? Like what are my bits supposed to be about? Are they just being silly? Am I trying to say something?
Yeah.
Am I like sacrificing funny to try to make myself seem smart? And there's a lot of like weird games you play with your mind to try to get the material right. But the point is, like, that show is like one of the best shows ever for stand-up, because it really did a great job of capturing the time. It really did a great job of capturing Lenny Bruce.
Oh, he's so good.
Yeah,
So good.
Who's the gentleman that plays Lenny Bruce?
Luke Kirby? I think it's Luke Sorry.
because he does a really good
He's
job.
so good, man.
Really good
Like
job.
it's so spot on.
Yeah, you believe it. Yeah.
I love stand-up comedy. I've been Luke Curry
nailed it.
There you go, Lukey boy.
And he looked very much like Lenny Bruce.
Oh yeah, he's really got the mannerisms down. I remember watching him rehearsing, like listening to old Lenny Bruce and like just trying to find that rhythm and the cadence and stuff. And he's so good. I mean, everybody in the cast is so good.
That time is a strange, like stand-up by itself is a very strange thing because it's a lot of the old stand-up doesn't work anymore because it's just you already know those things. Like they're not shocking. They're these are all like, but it's because
the envelope has
of people
been
like him.
pushed so far. I mean, the
Yeah.
envelope is off the edge at this point as
Yes.
far as what is material and what roads can be crossed and all that jazz.
For sure, but Lenny was the first guy to push it. Lenny was the first guy to really like push the envelope. He was the
He
first
got
guy
arrested
to,
like multiple times.
So did Carlin.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Carlin's great.
But so those guys, I mean, that's why the envelope got moved. It's because these guys were like constantly moving it forward and forward. Before them, no one even did that kind of comedy. Comedy was all just
Yeah, it was all
jokes.
yuck stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the house that she goes and sees when like she's waiting to get a spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That was well represented. And then the hunger and like the fucking trying to make it and all that stuff. It seemed realistic.
Yeah.
It was good. It's a good show. And Rachel's fantastic.
She's so good.
Really
she's a lovely person. Like,
can you imagine? Yeah.
They're all
that good an actor.
I don't know. Some people might be.
They might be.
Hollywood's full of a lot of
know.
interesting deceit too, bro.
I know it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get to watch it on trial.
Oh yeah. Oh my
How
gosh.
wild is that they had a relationship trial? Like this is who was more fucked up in the relationship.
Yeah.
Let's show the whole world.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. I like there's a part of me that just wishes that nobody would really care about any of that drama as it unfolds because it's not pertinent to anybody's life really or making the world a better place. Like,
who gets paid for the advertising money from that trial? There must have been a lot of it. Who gets the Johnny Depp cut of the YouTube time?
Was it all YouTube?
I don't know. I mean, but a lot of it is available on YouTube. I mean, where was it available for free when it came out? How did they?
The people making the videos are making money. I feel like I saw an article that said someone was making like $60 grand a month making reaction videos to the trial or something.
Just reaction videos of the trial?
Or showing it or highlights.
Everybody wants to know what everybody else thinks about it. The trial's a perfect thing to have a reaction video because there's so many moments in that trial.
Certainly. But I think things like that, though, ultimately, I don't know, man. I feel like it's making us less empathetic. Ultimately,
Yes.
it is making. We all get to look at these people, literally, like you're saying, like they're having a marital dispute. We're all getting brought in on their nonsense, their shit, their traumas, all that stuff. And everyone just gets to sit around eating popcorn and judging the entire fiasco because it's entertainment now. It's like everything is content and everything is entertainment. But the more we do that kind of stuff, I do feel like we're pulling farther apart from being able to look at either her or him and say, you both have issues and you both need to work on some shit. And, however the jury and all that found it, I saw little bits and pieces. It seemed like he was more in the right than she was. I would have gone with that too. But the point is, they're still human beings, both of them, at the end of the day, and they're just circus when we see it like that.
Yeah,
Seemingly.
I think he wanted the circus because the circus exposes the truth. I think that was the only way to expose the truth, was to get her to talk about stuff on camera, and he felt like she would kind of fall apart.
Certainly, but I don't think that
not
that could have been done just in a courtroom without it airing to the rest of the world. All that stuff would have been said on some cameras that are recording in that room, and
Why are we trying to pretend the jury didn't know how the rest of the world felt?
I know it's so ridiculous.
In that
dude.
case,
It's so ridiculous.
in that case,
How do you keep jurors away from anything
how do you
anymore?
keep them away from their phone?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Like, did we give up on that? Like, jurors being influenced by the outside world?
No, that's still very much the law, I believe.
But wasn't it at a certain point in time that they were restricted? Like, they weren't allowed to watch media or something like that? They were sequestered?
Yeah. I mean,
Is that still going on, or did they get to go
it
home?
depends on the trial, I think. Like in the O.J. Simpson trial, all those guys got sequestered for a long fucking time. Oh man, it was not not ideal for any of them.
After all that, they still come up with a fucked up verdict.
I mean, it was I agree. I don't see him as being innocent in that at all. But Rodney King had just gotten beaten on the freeway, and there was a lot of anger and a lot of pain and frustration. And again, not that should make the other right or whatever, but it's still just I think we've got to come back and be like, I don't know.
No,
humans, we're humans.
You're right. Well, we're like everyone who's mocking the trial being human is not being empathetic to the fact that these are two human beings. But there's something about lies in particular that people, when they're lying and they are doing it to try to damage. It's one of the creepiest. So there's a certain amount of signaling that everybody's doing by not being empathetic because it is such a public thing. There's a certain amount of signaling that we're doing to each other, saying, hey, that is fucking bullshit, always. And everybody kind of agrees. And then it's kind of better for people. It's better for people to see that on display and see people's reaction to it and make people think about what it would be like if someone lies about something just to try to damage someone.
Yeah. Well, listen, I 100% believe that all lies should be exposed. That sunlight is the best disinfectant. We should be able to talk about all that shit for sure. But I think, hopefully it can be done where we all get the example.
But we're still nice to each other.
But we're still radically loving each other.
Yeah. It's possible.
Yeah.
It is possible. It's possible for people to be very nice to each other.
Well,
but that stuff's not good, right?
No. And people, they're still responsible. I think that we can both acknowledge that, as crazy as it might sound, but no one's at fault, but everyone's responsible. You get programmed by your parents, who are programmed by their parents, who were programmed by their parents.
Yeah.
So on. I mean, it's generational trauma. And it's not just your parents. Sometimes it's other people in your family or your community or your society or your country or your faith or whatever it is. But all that stuff is the coding you get as a little soul growing up. And so that's how you behave, by and large. I mean, there's like psychopaths and sociopaths that might be born with a little like physiological, something wrong. But all of us are nature and nurture, like, so.
Yeah, that's the determinism perspective, right? But life has kind of led you to this moment, and
yes, but
don't really have a lot of control over it.
Well, we have to forgive ourselves for not knowing what we didn't know, right? We've all done stupid shit throughout our lives. That was one of the biggest things that was destroying me before I went to life-saving therapy. I didn't know I hated myself. My self-talk was garbage the way that was.
Really?
Oh, yeah, man. It was so bad.
A beautiful, tall, handsome fella. Why would you have bad self-talk? You've got a wonderful personality.
Oh, shit. Well, thank you, Joe.
Your self-talk should be great.
Well, okay, but I didn't know what I didn't know. And what I didn't know was that my whole life, my parents, my mom and stepdad particularly, were very abusive, psychologically abusive types of people, because they were also super psychologically abused by their respective parents, right? So, but your parents' voice, more often than not, in my humble opinion, the voice that you have for yourself is you just echoing the way they talked to you. So that's why no matter what I may look like or what I've accomplished in my life, and even up to the point at 37, when I moved out here to Austin, I had this whole breakdown. Like, even up to that point, like, I still felt like I was failing my life entirely. I had accomplished so many things, and I still felt like I was failing because my self-talk was garbage.
So did you feel like you were failing, like, in looking at a career, or did you think you were failing at life?
Everything. All things. I was 37. Yeah, I was 37.
But your career was going well.
Some looking from the outside to be like, that guy's got it all, or whatever. Absolutely, totally. Which makes you feel even fucking worse, because now you feel like a sack. I was in major depression and anxiety, and I'm like, why can't I love why can't I be happy and love myself wherever I'm at right now? And then you go, oh yeah, and you have all this stuff, you shithead. Like, and then you just start shitting on yourself. I mean, it's this horrible downward spiral that you go down. But that's why. That's thinking. That's why you gotta go to therapy and have professionals just walk you through, like, hey, let's help you see yourself, the world, and how you fit into it more clearly. Let's do that. Let's unpack these ideas. Let's talk about trauma. Let's be able to tell the person, like, hey, it's not your fault. You're responsible 100%. No matter what happens in your life, if you've done it, you're responsible for that. But we shouldn't, so we should hold everybody accountable and responsible while simultaneously not dehumanizing them at the same time. That's pushing the pole, I think. And it's just easy. We all want to dehumanize because we've all been taught in other, us and them, our whole lives. Our nations, our tribes, our faiths, our whatever. I mean, all of these things are, I mean, fuck, man, we're so divided. The country, the world is so divided right now. And fear is not going to, we can only love our way to a better future.
Yeah, we're not going to
hate our way there.
Animosity our way
No.
to enlightenment.
No, we're not.
It's not gonna
And,
happen.
and even if we can build some kind of a weird dystopian future, whatever that fucking is, we're all going to be that much more miserable because what are we going to, we're going to save the planet but hate each other in the future while we're on that? No, we got to fucking figure it out. We got to figure out how to coexist genuinely. But I think all of that comes down to, initially, self-love and then being able to love somebody. Because now, like, you know, in a plane analogy, you put your own mask on before helping other people with their masks. A lot of my life, I was trying to go love everybody. I'm just trying to get everybody's mask. I'm fucking suffocating and dying and falling on the, you know, the cabin floor. Until I went to therapy, I was like, oh shit, I don't even understand how to love myself, how to take care of myself, really, like, invest in myself. I had in moments throughout my life, but if you don't value yourself, you're not going to invest in yourself.
We always hear those stories about the person who's doing really well and then they decide to take their own life, and it's so baffling to us. And I think for some, even if they're doing really well, they compare themselves to people who are doing better, and they always feel bad.
Yeah.
Really huge movement in the 80s and 90s. Himself. And he always wanted to be like Jim. The comics, he was like one of the best comics alive. Like, he was the guy who comics would go and sit in the back room to watch his set, and you'd leave going, fuck, he's good. God damn, that guy's good. But that wasn't enough. Like, for whatever chemical imbalance he had, whatever, you know, bad self-talk, whatever life trauma, and whatever he was going through, it was just too much.
Well, a lot of people, I mean, genuinely, a lot of people are programmed with some form of "you're not good enough" program. You know,
Right.
I take it, having listened to many of your conversations, you're somebody who has always had a really innate self-worth about you. You invest in yourself on a high rate and have been doing it for a really long time. Myself, other people, you know, lots of other people I know, we're not. There's that self. If you are still always chasing, because nothing is ever ultimately a good enough thing to finally say, I accomplished enough to silence the voices in my head that are telling me I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
You'll be forever chasing that. And seemingly that's probably what happened to him. Something happened in his growth, either as a child or even later on as an adult or both or whatever, and that was something that he could never get that movie off his back. I can relate to that.
I think some people also get into patterns of thinking, like really negative patterns of thinking, and they can't get off the tracks. Like, they're stuck in a groove with the way they think about things. They're always thinking that everything's going bad for them. They're always thinking everything's going to be worse in the future, and everything's falling apart, and they can't get it out of their head. They can never go look on the bright side. It's almost like it's not available to them anymore.
Well, but there's a lot of evidence to the fact that that's really neuroplasticity. So when traumas or when memories or whenever they, you know, those galvanize in our head, well, now it's like it's a circuit. It's a root. And so when you you know, putting a deeper groove into a record, the more you think about that same trauma or that same thing that's holding you back, the more it's going to hold you back. You know Dr. Joe Dispenza? Dr. Joe Dispenza?
Not really.
He's like,
I think I've seen him on Instagram.
yeah, but he's like, I think it was a chiropractor, doctor, but then ultimately he's really been kind of leading the charge for, I don't know, like energy connectivity in your body, your ability for, you know, to think your way to a better life, ultimately, because our thoughts are so powerful that they
talking nonsense?
No, well, I mean, listen,
I'm not
listen.
sure.
Maybe it is.
I
Maybe
don't
it is.
know.
But it's no more nonsense than anything else that we think
Right.
is probably true. Like, I don't know, man.
Right, and it's probably really also puts you in a positive state of mind, which can be very effective at improving your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think that we are, well, yes, we are these bags of meat that walk around in this physical world. I fully believe there's a soul in us, and that is something that is other than physical. And whatever that is operates in a slightly different way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think there's something in there too. I wonder what it is. You know, what we're calling the soul. It's like consciousness that's untethered from language, untethered from life experiences.
Yeah.
It's just whatever your essence is.
Yeah.
And then everything else you're doing. Like we're talking about the way these ideas get sort of carved into your mind and how people can help you manipulate your mind to get rid of some of these bad ideas, bad self-talk. And it begs the question, like, what are we really? Some weird combination of life experiences and noises that we can make with our mouths. But at the center of it all, there's a thing. Like, we all believe that we're, like, navigating through words and having conversations
Yeah.
through language.
Yeah.
But what is we? What we are using this language, but what is that thing?
That's the collective soul, you mean?
The thing that you get to when you get to, if you could erase all the bullshit from people and just get down to
Yeah,
the essence,
what is that? I think that's a soul. And more specifically,
it might be.
I do think it is, but I think that's life energy, soul, that is connected to God. Like, we are all little conduits of life.
Yeah.
The only actual miracle in the universe that we know of right now, this place right here, this little blue dot, spinning ball of mud that we're all on together, that's a pretty spectacular thing. And I think all of that is just God energy. The universe. People are constantly, oh, God, the universe. I'm not trying to even define it for anybody other than just saying, absolutely that is. I think absolutely that is a thing, and absolutely that thing I think operates in love. I think that when we're going after love and loving people, we're walking closer to God.
That seems to only work right here with us. It doesn't seem to work with any other animal. Other animals, it doesn't seem to matter at all.
Okay.
It's just tooth and claw.
Okay, sure. Well, listen. So,
but isn't that interesting?
it is, but I've thought about this. I think that we're very special apes, right?
Yes.
Somehow, whether it was eating a bunch of mushrooms and we grew a brain or whatever the heck it is, bro. But we're called out. We're a special animal,
Yes.
right? That shouldn't give us this cocky arrogance like this is all ours, like we've been doing for so long. We have to be in homeostasis with the rest of the world and creation, but we're fucking special, man. Yeah, we're weird. We're super weird, yeah. But I would say, but check this out though. Like, Nature's Metal, the Instagram, I think you follow them too. That's one of my favorites. It's so good. I tell everybody. In fact, particularly I tell like my vegan friends and all that stuff. They're like, animal. Like, I got you. I'm like, go follow that account and tell me that we're somehow these horrible creatures that are going and mowing down all these animals where they are ripping each other's limbs off, literally. It's so satisfying. Anyway, but Nature's Metal, that's a great example of, this is the wild world out there.
Yeah.
So what about that? How do you explain that? Well, I think that perhaps a lot of other species of animal we evolved super fast into whatever our reasoning, the fact that we even ask why, right?
Yeah.
Like all that, we're set apart. I don't think those animals have literally just evolved or matured long enough to be able to have some of that, but I will say this, and this is, hear me out. I fully believe, this is how much I believe in the power of love. I'm not kidding. Dogs are the greatest animal. I know you love your dog. I love my dogs. They're amazing. I don't understand cat people. I've had cats. They're cute, cuddly, but they're selfish little fuckers who don't need you ultimately and will eat your decomposing body the second you die. Dogs will wait at least a couple of weeks. But dogs are amazing. How the fuck do we have this amazing species of animal that exists right now that when we met it would have fucking killed us? And what has made the dog, not just domesticated, but what has made the dog love? And it's humans loving the dog. We have loved themselves that aren't so wild, they don't want to just go and fucking kill. And not that stuff's still not in there some way. But this is my theory. I really believe it. And I think that the more we would do that, I mean, also, have you ever seen videos of like animal sanctuaries where they have all kinds of different animals, like owls and cats and tigers and little, like ducks and dogs, and they're like best friends. They're best fucking friends. These little teeny dogs and these huge tigers, or a cat and an owl in a tree. Like they would be sworn enemies, and on any other day. Like this should not happen. But because they have been taken care of, literally in this beautiful sanctuary by human beings that are loving them all the time, could that perhaps then spill out and be like, oh, that is how we do that?
Yeah, but that's Siegfried and Roy. Didn't that put a damper in that idea?
Listen, I'm not saying that it's bulletproof, Joe. I'm not saying it's bulletproof.
You can't.
We've loved a lot of human beings, and they still do horrible things. You know what I mean? But
one of the things that Mike Tyson told me is that tigers only like one person. Like if you have a tiger as a pet, they only like one person. They don't like all the other people, and that becomes a real problem.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
It'd be a real damper
They only like
at a
you.
pool party.
They only listen to you. So like he had a tiger, he didn't want to listen to anybody else. Everybody else was terrified of this fucking tiger. Mike's walking around with a chain in his underwear.
I mean,
But the point is, they don't give a fuck about love.
I understand what you're saying.
With us.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying theoretically, just theoretically, there's got to be something to the power of that we have taken so much time and so much energy and so much effort, and we treat them with. I mean, dude, humans love dogs more than they love other human beings. So what are we even fucking talking about? Like, how often you're like sitting in an outdoor cafe or something, like somebody's walking by with a dog, or you're walking your dog and there's somebody sitting there, and it's not hi. They look at you for half a second. They go, oh my god, what's its name? They go straight down to the dog. They're asking the breed, the age, where is it from, what does it like to do, and knows all your fucking dog's hobbies and everything, and they'll not say a thing of the person that's got the dog, and you just go, oh, thank you so much, have a great day, because all you wanted to do was be with their dog. Dogs get all the love, and look at them, they are just like love in an animal, most of them.
Yeah, but if you let them go and they have to fend for themselves, they turn right back into dogs, and they get sketchy, and they even kill people sometimes.
Certainly, but again, I think these are more exceptions to the rule, and not
The
that,
dogs.
Yeah, and by the way, if people are not loved in a good way for a long time, they regress, and they become far more animalistic. I mean,
But you don't want to domesticate everything, right?
I'm not
I know,
saying,
but you
I'm more
can't,
just
right?
bringing it up to the point of I think love is that powerful. I genuinely
Love
do.
is definitely that powerful for us. But the funny thing is this is just fucking around, but this is a thing that always comes up in people when they want to say, like, love is the answer. Like, not in the jungle. It doesn't, you have to, it's tooth and claw over most of the world. But we have gotten to a place where love really can do amazing and very beneficial things to our species. Because we've figured out a way to get out of the wild. I don't think you can ever domesticate the wild. Like, you'll never have a world where those things aren't eating each other. That's literally the engine that powers the machine.
I totally listen. Like I said, I'm just throwing out ideas.
I'm not even disagreeing with you.
But I would say though that in response to that, absolutely noted. But what if this simulation that we're in, this game that we're all playing, life, right? What if there actually is an end winning goal, which is that we all choose love and not fear, that we all go this way, and if we all do, that we get our meter all the way up there, and get everybody on board with like, let's be leading in love and not in fear, not in the fear and the anger and the hate and all the things that come from that. We actually lead this way. What if that starts energetically, literally changing the world in a way where, I'm not saying we're all going to be hanging out with Tiger.
I know what you're saying.
I just think that the energy of the world would change 100%, because love is an energy and fear is an energy.
Well, if you decide this bill to legalize mushrooms, we can make this a fact. That's fine.
Oh, bro. I hope it does.
They did. They can change the whole world.
Yeah. I think it's really wonderful what's going on with psychedelics and treating people for depression and anxiety.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And
that is incredible.
And it's way long overdue. The fact that all of these drugs were put, Schedule 1, and like we couldn't do any research, we would be so much farther ahead on all of CBD, THC, psilocybin, MDMA, whatever, like all of these ketamine things that are literally helping people right now. Could have been helping people for so long.
Also, we would have real studies on what the negative consequences of each individual drug are. Because right now, it's 100%. Like you're counting on people. What happens? Oh, you get a little bit of a hangover afterwards. That's it. You're like, what does that mean? What's happening to my head? Why does it hurt?
Yeah.
Like we know about alcohol. Why? Because it's legal. We've had a long time to study.
Which is, by the way, the worst drug. I mean, I love me some tequila, but it literally is one of the worst things you can put in your body.
It's definitely not good for you.
No.
But it's just weird that we're still accepting this strange situation where a person tells another person what they can and can't do.
Sure.
Even if the original person telling the other person what they can and can't do has no experience in that thing.
Certainly.
And they have this distorted idea.
Yeah.
If you talk to a lot of people that are legislators or writing laws, they don't know shit
Right,
about psychedelics.
but that's the case in point. That's leading in fear.
Yeah.
That's
leading in fear, sure.
Sure, but I think that's all tied to the same place. I think ignorance comes out of that fear. You know what I mean? You're afraid of whatever. I mean, pick your poison. But those ladies and gentlemen who are legislators, who are still operating in whatever their fear is, that's what they're choosing. Instead of, I mean, look, Rick Perry, he was a conservative dude here in Texas. He's now, like, he's a huge proponent of psychedelic work with anxiety, depression, and all this stuff, because I think it affected him personally in his life, maybe not him, but somebody in his life. So it changed him. And then instead of leading in this fear that he may have led in before, now he's leading in the love of, hey, actually, this can help people, and we need it to help people.
Yeah, it's really beneficial for soldiers, really beneficial for people that have been through like extreme trauma, car accidents, assaults, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
It helps a lot of people, changes their perspectives.
Is this coffee?
Yes, it is. Would you like some?
Yes, thank you.
But it's a tool, it's like any other tool. The tool itself is not evil. The problem is people abusing that tool.
Exactly.
Just like alcohol, just like everything. There's so many things that are potentially beneficial, but can be ultimately detrimental if you overdo it.
Well, 100%. I mean, look, man, God has given us so many cool things on this planet, but we just, as human beings, we get crooked. Yeah. And so then we make it crooked. But the thing, I mean, look at opium. One of the greatest pain relievers that's, I mean, basically still is, right? All of the synthetics are all basically still being made to simulate something like opium, just grows out of the ground. Yeah. And we can use that to help people if they have amputations and all the ways that we've been using it. But if all of a sudden you're super stressed out all the time because you're hooked on some fucking, opioids and and that crisis and the fentanyl crisis and all, and why? Money, all money.
Yeah, all money. And the problem is, it's also, they're illegal. They're illegal. That means you can sell them under prescription medication.
Yeah.
So a doctor can prescribe you for opiates, and then you could have a legitimate use for it because your back does hurt, and then you can get them.
Yeah.
But that's the only way to get them, unless you're out there buying them on the free market. And if you're just buying them on the free market, no one can sell them to you unless they're drug dealers. And the drug dealers are all the ones making money. They're not paying any fucking taxes. And if you keep it illegal, I bet the same amount of people would be using drugs. I bet if we knew, with education, I think we can lower it. But I bet the same amount of people would be doing drugs if we just legalized everything. I bet it would even out. I bet it would actually drop a little.
They have done studies. I mean, there are some cases already in Colorado. I read an article not too long ago that Colorado's marijuana usage has dropped because it's fucking strong.
Colorado's not fucking around.
No.
Colorado has some preposterous marijuana because they were first to the game.
I know.
Warren Buffett invested in grow ops there.
Yeah.
He invested in warehouses that they would put these, because a lot of them they grow them indoors.
Almost all of them. I feel like I've been to some really interesting grow houses before. Yeah, Oklahoma actually has. It's medically cool there, and I think they're going to be working toward making it recreational as well. Which I hope they do. I think it would be great for the state, for taxes, for like all of the things that could be done with that, and allowing people to have more liberty in that regard, because I think we ought to have that. I think it's preposterous that we're all allowed to drink booze, which has some of the worst, ultimate effects in our bodies and the decision making that we do, and yet these other things are still seen with so much stigma. It's like, guys, come on, again, choosing fear.
Exactly.
Fear. And it's like, guys, there's some of this stuff is really good for you. It's really good for you.
Yeah, and the amount of money that can be generated for tax revenue too. Colorado had some crazy tax on weed.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't remember what it was. It was very high. I'm like, good, still cheap, still cheaper than alcohol, and maybe that money will go to good. Maybe we can actually use that money. Let's put it in education, put it in cleaning streets, put it in like, fuck yeah. It's, it should be legal, and if you can find a benefit. But in the beginning, one of the things that happened with the Colorado people was they weren't letting them use credit cards.
Well, they're still doing that in California.
That's wild.
Yeah, you can only use a debit card.
I bought weed with a credit card before in California.
Hmm?
Yeah, 100%. I bought it at a dispensary.
Are you sure that wasn't a debit card that looked like a credit card?
No, it was a credit card for
When
sure.
was that?
I started buying weed from a dispensary in the 90s. It was probably like 98 or something like that.
And they took a credit card?
Yes, they took a credit card.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then that was the Inglewood Wellness Center. We used to have to go to the hood to get our weed because that was like one of the only places where you could buy weed. I don't remember that place. Yeah, I definitely know I bought credit card.
Because it was
weed with a
medical
credit
at that
card
point?
Yeah, it was with medical at that
Gotcha.
point. So we used to go down there to get weed. It was super sketch. The situation was super sketch because everybody knew that they were selling weed there, and everybody knew there was a lot of cash in there.
Oh, yeah.
And so one of the guys that I used to buy from wound up getting shot.
Fuck.
Yeah, he got robbed in the store and shot.
Oh, fuck. Did he live?
I believe he lived.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I'd stopped going there. But he was the dude that was like putting his neck out in the 90s. When it was like, is this really legal? Because like, I know a guy, my friend Todd McCormick got arrested for growing medical weed in accordance to California state law. But he got arrested on federal charges, and they wouldn't even let him bring up the fact that it was medical weed that was legal in the state of California, because in federal law there's no such thing as legal weed.
Oh, that's right. Federally was still illegal.
So you couldn't even
right.
bring it up. So they just...
Oh, what?
Yep. So his trial consisted of them saying, did you have weed? Yes. Did you sell weed? Yes. Okay, you're guilty. And they let him go. That is fucked up. And you literally were not allowed to bring up the fact that it was legal in California and that it was medical marijuana for people who have prescriptions. Yeah. I had this one doctor that I was going to though. He was... I went to him and
Did he have a peg leg?
he was so nice. He had like all the new things, like new gadgets. He wanted to put like electrodes in your skin. And so one day I went to him and he gives me this book. I go, what is this book? And it's got like the Twin Towers on it. He's like, the towers were dissolved using Tesla energy. I go, what? He goes, it's impossible to turn concrete into dust. The towers were dissolved using Tesla energy. I'm like,
Was that the last time you saw that, Doug?
it's like, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I saved the book. I saved the book too. The book is so stupid. The book is so stupid. I pick it up every now and then and go, what the fuck is this? It's so wild. Tesla energy.
That's a leap. That's a leap. Although Tesla was fucking dope, man.
Tesla was dope.
That guy, I literally think that guy is also a great example of somebody who was like in touch with understanding that
was something going on.
Yeah. But I think that's a part of being connected to that energy, to that God energy. I think you can tap into that kind of shit. And I think Tesla absolutely was. Like, that guy was next level genius.
He believes he was getting signals.
Yes.
That was one of the things that he said, that he believed he was getting signals from some other planet.
Yeah. But I think that was God, though. Personally.
It
might have been. I mean, look, dude. It could have been an alien. Who knows?
No,
All
I think
keeps breaking.
that word God. The problem is people think of the dude in the robe and the beard.
Oh, I get that. I mean, look, I use it in a very general sense. I don't. I don't. It's more just because, like it or lump it, it's the word that we all know that represents that concept. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Bill, it most certainly could be. All of your ideas could be coming from that sort of life force that created the universe. Because I've always said this, that the one thing that's weird about ideas is that it's the only way that things get made. So what is an idea? Like an idea is literally like a thing that enters into your mind and causes you to create things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you were an
Generated.
alien thought,
Yeah.
like an alien life form, and the way you made things work is you got into this creature's brain and you put thoughts in there as to what to do and what not to do. And if you're Nikola Tesla, they put thoughts in there about, oh, you need to fucking figure out how to just spray electricity through the air to everybody.
And sit under it.
I mean, he was a guy that was constantly coming up with ideas, and then through his ideas, things get made.
Yeah.
But it's like the idea, it's almost like a life form that forces itself.
Well, it's a creative thought.
Yeah.
It's a creative thought process, and it's something that we don't see. And not that other animals don't display some levels of creativity, because they do. But by and large, they're not sitting around being like, how do I make my day easier? What can I do?
Right.
You know, they're all just still living, by the way, until they're totally torn up by some predator or whatever, they're living pretty great lives. They're in constant state of like parasympathetic.
Right.
You know, they'll jump into sympathetic for moments at a time, like when you're hunting down an elk or whatever, like and then they get, and they're like, all right, come back to life now.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go right back into chilling. I'm not worrying about my taxes. I'm not worrying about my relationships. I'm not worrying about work or anything else. It's either I'm worrying about surviving or I'm living my life.
Yep.
You know, it's fascinating. But I think with Tesla, yeah, I think that creative thinking, which seems to be very, you know, not singularly, but almost singularly human being, that is a difference in these crazy, amazing, special brains that we have. And I think that they tap into something greater.
It definitely is very capable. The human being, the human animal, is very capable of making new things. And new things all come out of ideas.
Yeah.
I mean, we like to think that ideas are our own, but imagine if they really are just out there and you're tuning into them. And it's just a matter of like sitting down and clearing your schedule to tune into them, or occasionally driving your car and you tune into them.
Yeah. I mean, that's a meditative state, essentially. You know, I've absolutely had so many. When I was first starting in acting, I grew up in Ventura, California, and about an hour, you know, northwest from LA. And the first 3 years, I commuted down to LA for all my auditions. So I was on the 101 all the time. But there were so many mornings where I'd get in my car, I would, you know, start the day with like a prayer or something like that. I'm just driving, and I would forget to turn my radio on. I would just be lost in thought.
Right.
And not only does the trip, you know, you ever driving some long distance, but you know the distance, and it feels like you blink and 30 miles went by, you have no idea, you don't remember seeing any of that at all.
Yeah.
It's like that meditative state that you find yourself in. Oh, you know, maybe in some ways it's like a version of, a not as great version of, is your sensory your float tank.
Yeah.
Because your brain is an autopilot.
Right.
You're driving a stretch you've driven all the time. You're totally on autopilot. You're good, and now you're just wandering in thought, and you tap into a lot of cool things that way, I think, and that's meditation in general. You know, prayer and meditation.
Yeah,
hugely
even
important.
that's the same as going for a walk, right? When people go for what's one of the things that writers love to do? They like to write and then go for a walk and bring like a tape recorder and just like just record their ideas as they're walking, because sometimes just the process of walking around after writing is like a meditative state.
Yeah. Or also, you ever find yourself pacing like on a phone call or something like that?
Yeah.
I think there's a similar thing in that too. It's like you're focusing so much on whatever business is going on in that phone call, and you're just putting yourself in this kind of like autopilot of a mood. Yeah.
Well, I feel like like I get a little bit of circulation.
Sure.
Like if I'm just like if it's a very important conversation, I'm not gonna sit down. If I'm
totally.
I'm gonna get out.
100%. Yeah, you're gonna walk around, you're pacing around. But and again, people have been doing that shit forever. I mean, pacing is like an absolute thinker's kind of a thing. You're trying to solve some shit.
Yeah, that's what's so fascinating about the human animal, right? It's like we are so many different things. We're biological, but we're also intellectual, we're creative, we're loving, and silly, and mean. And then we're all like living in this physical shell. And how well you take care of your physical shell depends on how the physical shell feels and treats you. If you abuse it and treat it like shit, then you have this fucking achy, jacked up, sloppy thing that doesn't have any air in it. You know, you're just tired all the time. Or if you take care of it, you feel good, and you can make other people feel good too.
Yeah.
And it's like we're these weird piles of ideas and life experiences, and we're all just trying to sort through things in real time. And then there's people that like take advantage of that, and they'll try to be mean to you if you don't think the way they think, and they'll use excuses as to why they're being a fucking asshole.
Choosing fear.
Yeah, but it's just being mean, but you're being mean on the side of good.
But again, that's still, yes, 100%, but that's still them ultimately, they're fearing the other side of the conversation because their ego is kicking on, their fight or flight is literally kicking in. They're like, I don't know enough about whatever this is that I'm talking about to be able to even allow for that conversation to come in because it could totally destroy the scaffolding of what my identity is pinned on.
There's a lot of that,
There's so much of that, and so we have to be empathetic to people in that regard and be like, okay, I understand why you're being so cross. I understand why you're pushing back so much. But ultimately, if we can point out to everybody, hey, work on yourself, love yourself so that you feel like you can invest in yourself. And as you love yourself better, you'll recognize how to love other people outside of you better because in order to love yourself, you got to give yourself a fucking break, man.
Yeah.
You got to give yourself a break, and we don't give anybody a break. Nobody's giving anybody a fucking break anymore. Like, guys, we're human beings. We're fucked up. We're all a little broken and messed up. And if we can't just acknowledge that and see each other, it doesn't mean, again, it doesn't mean that people aren't assholes on the other side and doing things that need to have boundaries. Loving is not just liking times 1,000. To like something is to like something, but to love something means just recognizing the miracle in the soul across from you. Recognizing that they exist and they are worthy of existing. They are worthy of being in this space that they're inhabiting, even if they're a fucking asshole. And then having boundaries with those people so that, it's not a matter of just giving. People say, like, how do I forgive this person and make sure that they don't do this to me again? No. Forgiveness isn't just being like, and we're cool. That's not forgiveness. Forgiveness is recognizing that they didn't do anything to you personally. They did something they're acting out of their shitty trauma, their programming, more often than not,
I just also think we have to, like, kind of reward an ethic of trying to be nice and do our best to not reward people that are just constantly being shitty.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many people that are getting attention from being shitty, constantly being shitty. They're just putting this thing out there. It's like, all right. That's what we're going to do. We're putting out this negative energy.
Terrified of these ideas, this side terrified of these, not being able to just come together. Man, I wish we had some, like, Jedi council of just the smartest, deepest, most enlightened, deeply empathetic, genius people, simply allow them to get together and honestly decide some of these things. Can we just come together and make some really neutral ground so we can do this?
Do you know anyone that you would trust to be on that council? Like, how many people?
I don't know. I mean,
Okay, let's say 9 people. Should we say 9 people? Okay, let's say 9.
9 people.
You know of 9 people whose opinion you would value so highly that they wouldn't say something so egregiously stupid that you go, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Not like these people can't be like politicians. They have to be chosen.
No. Politicians, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart how fucked up our entire political system is. It's so fucking sad. It's so weird and it's so, there's bots, everyone's bots, the lobbyists bought everything and everyone, and we're all just looking around being like, how is this all not working? It's because the fucking money, guys, just follow the goddamn money.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, the Dalai Lama, like, legitimately, like, I don't know that he's...
He got canceled.
The Dalai Lama got canceled?
Dalai Lama got canceled. He was saying a bunch of sexist shit.
What?
Yeah, he was,
Well, here's the thing.
It was a while back. Let me remember what he was saying. Oh, he was talking about how he doesn't want to get married, and he sees his friends that are all married, and a lot of times they get divorced and they lose all their money. And then this lady goes, well, sometimes the woman has her own money. She makes her own money. He goes, yeah, good one.
Oh, what? The Dalai Lama said that?
Yes, yes. He,
Oh, wow.
Dalai Lama
Dalai Lama
asked
got
his
jokes.
comments he made in 2015 that if a female Dalai Lama were to replace him, that she must be very attractive, otherwise not so much use.
Wow, Dolly.
He
Hello,
laughed.
Dolly.
He laughed when asked if he understood why the response had offended women, saying, if female Dalai Lama comes, then she should be more attractive. If female Dalai Lama, before putting on a face, I think, I got an ugly face, people prefer not to see her, that face. The Dalai Lama also said that he had not given up hope of returning to Tibet, but there was another thing where he was doing an interview about that, and that's where he said, the woman would say, well, sometimes women have their own money, and he's like, oh yeah, good one.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing. Actually, that brings me to another point, which is this council, these 9 people. Guess what?
What?
They're all still gonna have shit about them that somebody's not gonna like, right? Because we're all humans. At the end of the day, we've all got some weird baggage. We've all got something, but that's why you have such an array and diversity of those people. So that compensates for all of that stuff.
So we give the Dalai Lama a pass.
Well,
I get it.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Dalai Lama. So we have 9 people. We got Dalai Lama.
yeah.
Ted Nugent. Right?
No, honestly, man, I think one of the deepest thinkers that I've ever heard break down like human behavior, and I don't know, just an understanding of all that stuff, and I think good wisdom along with it is Jordan Peterson. I think he would be a person that I would trust. I think the guy has a lot of integrity, and then, so that would be somebody too. But I also know Jordan has his own things that people have issues with. Like, I get it. Nobody's perfect. We're not going to find.
He's kicked off Twitter right now. He said something about Ellen Page, Elliot Page. He called her Ellen Page. Like, I think that was the number one thing. The dead naming.
Yeah. And it's sad, man. Because again,
just like
there's a lot of fear and pain and all that, all the sides of all that too.
My friend Brian Simpson had a very good thing to say about that. He was like, I come to you for like shit. He goes, not for this.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
yeah.
like, this is not.
Totally. Yeah, this is like, why? Yeah, Jordan, don't. Yeah. You don't need to get into all that. Look, it's his life. It's his Twitter, or was his Twitter anyway.
But that thing is like that transgender thing riles people up, man. That is one of the ones that riles people up. Like, everybody's in favor of everybody doing whatever they want to do as long as it doesn't hurt anybody until it gets to judgment, and then people start getting weird. They start thinking it's a mistake. They start thinking, why are you doing that? They start thinking all kinds of things. It's like we're so cool with people making all kinds of changes to their body, or like no one's protesting fake boobs. No one.
I mean, that would just be stupid.
Well, it's one of the most preposterous things a human being's ever done. You open up a person's chest cavity and put bags of chemicals in there because they feel like real tits, and everybody's like, yeah, that's what we do. It's totally normal.
Yeah.
I mean,
And all that's in response to what our beauty norms are ultimately.
well, it's a response to DNA. Your DNA wants you to see a small waist and big hips and big boobs so that you can feed and nourish the baby.
Yeah, but beauty norms have also shifted a lot over the years. Like, there was a long stretch where like the thicker the better. Like, ladies in paintings and stuff like that. Like, because that meant you were wealthy. That meant you had so much food and wealth, and look at you. Like that was totally a thing. So I don't know.
Right, but they didn't have. The moment they had the ability to see different ones and figure out which ones they liked, things got pretty standard. There's like a certain form that is generally preferred to as being most attractive, but there's also people that have tastes. Like some guys who like, this, and some people like that. Like, there's all sorts of different tastes. But when it comes to like physical attraction, there's like a weird shit. You can manipulate a man's brain by altering your shape with bags of chemicals.
Yeah.
It's strange.
It's very strange.
And now they're doing it to their butts. They're doing stuff to their butts to make their butts fake. And it's a wild time, because it's like, whatever that is you're playing with the geometry that's inside a human's mind.
Yeah.
Because we all know it's fake.
Yeah.
That's what's really strange.
Well, sometimes you can't tell it's fake.
Boobs?
Yeah.
Very rarely. If you get a real pair of them in 2022, you're like, holy shit. It's like finding an arrowhead. Look at this.
Holy
This is
shit.
wild.
Can you believe
These
it?
are real boobs. They're out there. I know they're out there. But it's also like if people get heavy, that's the other thing. If people are like super lean and crossfitting and shit like that, it's like your whole all of it, your mammary gland is small.
Oh yeah, totally. Oh, it's like gymnasts. I mean, you know, those girls, they grow up, that's all they're doing. Their whole life, all of that, a lot of their growth stunts in those ways.
Yeah.
Because they're just
Yeah, exactly. Being a person is just such a fucking strange. It's so strange because, you know, when we're thinking about all these different things about human beings, about transgender rights and the Council of Jedis, we've only been around for a short amount of time, or Spencer. When we're talking about 1776, you know, we celebrated Independence Day yesterday, and here we are today. We're filming this, recording this on July 5th. Like, it's only a few hundred years away from the revolution.
Oh yeah, dude.
Less than 300 years ago that shit
Yeah.
happened.
But also, you know, it's one of the things I always like to point out to people, like, you know, what are you chasing if you're trying to chase some kind of monument of yourself? Like, what are all the people that are so wealthy and are trying, like, maybe if I make enough money, I'll be remembered forever. Bullshit,
Right.
it's never going to happen. I mean, how many people were involved in the founding of this country? We don't know their names for fucking anybody. You don't,
Right.
they're not even footnotes
We know
anymore.
Jefferson. We know quite a few.
Certainly,
people,
but there were so many people that were involved in all this stuff. Also, like, go back farther. Emperors that held power over entire empires that could, somebody can be marched into their throne room and they can look at them and be like, give me the sword, pop, head off. Nobody does anything about it. They have ultimate power. We don't remember all of their names. They're all forgotten. So what are people hanging on to all this stuff for? You're going to, in 100 years, it's not going to even be a conversation. Life will have moved on, or a meteor will have hit us by that point. Who knows?
Well, we're confused. We're confused in the fact that human beings are constantly trying to do the same things that corporations are trying to do. We're constantly trying to do better, constantly trying to stack up more shit, buy more stuff, have more success.
But why?
And yeah, we don't know why.
Because we're afraid of not being enough.
Well, it's also because there's some sort of an innate desire to constantly feed into the creation of new things. Like whatever we do as a culture, one of the things that we do is we create new things all the time, constantly.
Certainly.
New televisions, better phones, better cameras.
Which is great. Progress, you're not going to stop progress. You can only guide it. You know what I mean? Like this stuff, it's just going to keep marching forward. We're going to keep having new things and new things and new things and new things. I just wish that we did it not because it's all status, which is so much of what it has become. It's not because the thing actually has a great utility, although there's that as well. But like these little black mirrors, man, I mean, they are the greatest Swiss Army knife ever created in the history of mankind. You can do more things with that one thing than, I mean, it's insane what you can do. And it's also the deepest narcissist pool to stare into because you just get lost in all of that nonsense that you're comparing yourself to all the time, which then drives that consumerism even more. You're like, I gotta have the thing.
It's also a tracking device that the government uses to listen to this very conversation. They don't even have to use Spotify. They can just listen to it on our phone.
I've heard, in fact, I think I even heard somebody on your podcast once talk about how that's not true, that they don't listen through our phones.
Listen to me.
But I
100% possible for them to do that.
I think it is too because the advertisements that I get on my phones are far too specific. And I don't believe it's some like triangulation because of whatever. I've heard people talk about that. No. I was talking about a very specific thing, and that very specific thing popped up on my phone. Like, they have to be listening to me.
It's not uncommon, and it's never admitted to.
No,
but that's just normal shit. That's normal shit. The tracking you get from advertising, the cross-platform tracking from apps to apps. That's all normal shit. The real shit is the government is listening to your fucking phone.
Oh, you're talking about specifically the government?
Yeah, anytime they want, they can listen to your phone. I had
like the Edward
Gavin
Snowden
Becker
stuff.
on, and he explained these Pegasus softwares. He's like the original Pegasus, the one they used Jeff Bezos. They got like dick pics from him and shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The government got Bezos dick pics?
It's not the government. There's this, you don't have any idea they're doing it, and they're listening to your phone, they're reading all your emails, they're reading all your text messages.
So,
And he's like, this is a
Goodbye, speaking, Mr. Fleck.
real technology
What?
available right now.
Okay. This is real technology available to you right now, you fucking cracker.
nah, you're lying right to my face, dude.
No, bro. Bro, I was listening to some of the AI shit, bro. Someone said 100 years, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what do they know?
What the fuck does the person you were listening to know?
I'm just saying, it could happen at any point.
Okay, yes. I agree.
I'm hoping it's sooner.
Yeah, me too, actually. Like, bro, I'm not trying to, like, get it if I'm, like, super fucking, like, old, probably.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, we're gonna miss all the cool shit.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm sure you could do some reverse aging stuff eventually, but, like, I don't know, man.
Seems kind of lame to me.
You don't mind? Yep. Me and, Brian, we got the One World started going pretty good.
Is it on, what? Is
You
it
don't
on
know what?
the realm or what?
Yeah, it's the realm. I used that 68C. I haven't fucked with the villagers too much, but we made the nether portal going from there to where, like, the actual base is, because we were like, well, it's on an island, like, fuck, like, having the base there.
Yeah,
So-
I don't blame you.
So, yeah, we got that done. Right now, I think we're just looking for diamonds, so it's alright. What do I want to do today on Minecraft? What is there to do? True. Shit's pimpin', dude. What are you doing right now?
Making a mob farm
Oh, where are you doing that at?
next to the house. Are you at the
I
house?
think I see it.
In TP.
Yeah. No, I'm not on ETP. I think I found where you're at. Maybe not.
It's just a giant.
Oh.
It's kind of next to the farm, like right next to the farm, actually.
Which farm?
Our sheep farm.
Okay. Oh. That makes sense why I'm not able to see.
Not necessarily sheep. I'm closer to the pigs and chickens, but
I see you. Ah, fuck, I fell.
fell.
I fell and hit the ground. Ah, weird. Is it working?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, take that.
And then the items will get funneled into the chest.
Alright. What's the thing about the creepers, though?
They can't see you through the slab.
Oh, okay. Cool. I guess.
Dude, you wanted iron, dude? I got you some fucking iron, dude. I had an entire
Why?
shulker
Why?
box, dude.
Why?
What? Why not?
So what do you want to do? Like make a... Oh, where'd all the chests... Oh, okay. Are they down?
Oh yeah, you haven't
Not
seen
down.
the new thing either yet, have you? I changed everything in the base.
Yeah, just
Not
put a
everything,
hole in there.
but
But like a lot.
no, I just made a bolt. Not a
Where's
bolt.
it at?
It's upstairs. Where I said I was gonna make it.
I figured. Where did that? Up some point.
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna put here yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this looks nice actually.
Yeah, dude. I feel
Yeah.
we can land here with the Electra. And then just
I
boom.
like it.
We got our whole chest. It's kind of organized.
Fucking organized.
This is the only thing that's organized. Like all the items are here. So this is the chest in the middle here. This is
Yeah.
going to be the indication for it. So the bottom is going to be the bottom middle. And instead of just putting it on it. Because then sometimes it gets difficult to get in there with the item frame on it.
Nothing over here yet. Okay.
Yeah, I got all the building blocks in these 3 chests.
I see that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Big pimpin'. I have no, oh yeah, your iron.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could fuck around and make a minecart system if you want to. I mean, do we have enough redstone actually?
Yeah. It's in the top one.
Top one. 64.
And then the
Is
red.
that enough? Oh, yes, there's blocks, yeah.
Yeah, we got plenty. Which if it's going downhill, well, I mean, where do we want?
Yeah, you don't.
What are we taking it
I
to?
don't
Like
know.
the mine shaft or?
That's what I figured. I mean, I don't know what else we would really put it towards. Like, just put it down in the strip mine.
So we can send chest loads of stuff back up.
Yeah.
Dude, we could just go on a massive mining thing. Just do like a fucking 3x3 hole. Just go straight for like 100 blocks.
I'd be down. You want to do the minecart now, or you just want to mine?
I said we mine first. There's 3 extra shulker boxes.
I'm cool with that, because, like, yeah, we need... I mean, it'd probably be better to get, like, shit anyways. Where did you want me to put the books at?
I don't care. You can put them in that one with the horn. Because that one with the horn is, like, kinda useful items.
Miscellaneous?
Yeah, it's like miscellaneous, but more useful items. Like, that we're probably going to use more often than that. Whereas, like, rotten flesh, spider eyes, shit like that.
Yeah, sharks. Checks out.
We got plenty of wood, too. We're balling.
Yeah, I just grabbed a stack.
I think I was doing, like, a giant hole somewhere. Oh, it was on this one. No, where was it? 'Cause I ended up finding... Because I heard there was something about copper. And if you find it mixed with, like, andesite and shit, there can be, like, up to 10,000 blocks of, like, copper. And it turns out the same thing happens with iron, but with, like, the different gravel, or not gravel, but, like, granite or something.
Wait, say that, like, it just, wait, what happens?
So, like, if you
First
find, like granite or something, and there's copper next to it, and you dig around it, and there's, like, a chance there could be, like, it's like a large strip of copper. So there could be up to, like, 10,000 copper blocks.
Oh, what the hell? What do you use copper?
Well, it's like I said, it's the same thing with the iron though, and like andesite.
Okay.
So like yeah, there can be like up to like 10,000 iron. With our Fortune 3s, dude, you get it stupid quantities.
Do you want us to do it? You want to just like go on my other side and like
Yeah,
do
let's
another like 2x2 or 3x3?
Let's just do it this
Just
way.
dish it out. Make it like 4 by 6 wide.
Yeah, let's do it over here. This is fresh area. Bottom of the steps or something like that.
Well, we want to be on the 56 axis, right? Okay, you mean over here. Alright.
If you want to do a 3x3, and I'll do a 3x3 next to you, or like a block over.
Alright, so you have 3 there.
Leave 2 in the middle, so we can see the opposite blocks. Then we'll cover more ground by doing this.
Where's my torches at?
I have some... I got you coal if you need it.
I think I'm gonna need coal, yeah.
There's 10 blocks. There's 10 blocks of coal right there.
Oh, no. I'm good. It was in my stolper box.
Alright.
I had 43 straight.
43, like, blocks, or like...
Yeah, blocks.
Oh, well, there's more.
Well, how much did you have? Like a shit ton?
Yeah, I have 2 stacks of them.
Where?
Closer to deep slate looks pretty cool though in the block range, so I'm gonna take as much as I can.
Alright.
You still have efficiency 4 or 5?
5 now. Sure this shit's cooking, yeah.
We can get a beacon here soon.
What do we need for that?
Just need to fight the wither.
The wither.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Mine. Almost flat right here.
I thought you believed in like the wall and shit.
No, I don't.
No?
I think it's cool though.
Dude,
I like the whole hollow earth theory too. I like that.
I like the hollow earth. That's what got me looking at the dome. And the dome kind of took my entire outlook. 'Cause, like, I don't know. The government's evil, bro.
So
No, everyone, bro. They're all out of shit. Dude, you know the government said that they were missing like $3 trillion, and then the next day 9/11 happened.
it's crazy, huh?
Weird.
Yeah.
I'll use my red shoulder box this time.
Okay, red one.
Yeah, I like the. You found any cool items yet?
No, dude. Have you?
I found a couple gold.
I feel like this has gotta be like the worst mining experience I've had so far. Like, usually by now I find something.
Especially digging a 3x3.
Yeah, dude.
One of us is bound to find something. We're literally going 14 blocks wide, so.
Yeah.
Plus, these 3x3 tunnels look awesome when they're done.
Yeah, they do.
A little better than just the strip line.
Yeah, I agree. There's a Longplay.
That's fun.
Very fun.
You're way far ahead of me.
Yeah, it's gonna be on your side, kinda. I'm gonna try digging up, see if I can. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna go right into the lava pool.
Alright, cool.
Tell how much one's swimming, dude. No. What?
I'll go
I told you, my boy.
trying to like figure
I'm
out how
gonna try to like just put blocks down.
I'm trying to do now.
A lot of redstone. Redstone.
What do you need redstone for?
Joe. Oh, wait, that's good stuff for you.
Oh fuck. Who's Joe?
Good question.
I know Joe Rogan. Imagine if his name wasn't Joe Rogan. I think my entire outlook on life would, like, if he came out and said that, I don't know if I could live with myself anymore, dude.
What?
Dude, he's my life idol, dude. He's bald.
Your life idol?
He's a monk.
He is bald, bro.
What are we gonna do about it, Brady? Nothing but shave our heads.
Yep, like Brian and like you.
First off, I'd like to say that I shaved my head before him, but
Not that he did. Yeah, I'll probably get mine until my pickaxe basically but and then probably go farm some XP quick.
well, that zombie farm should provide some XP. Probably not much. Fucking lava, you piece of shit.
Yeah, that shit was annoying. Your side has it way worse than mine did. I just had to fill it up a little bit. Which it only sucked on the bottom parts. Because you have to mine a block and then fill it, mine a block, fill it. And sometimes it's like deep lava, so it's kind of hard to fill it.
Axe, dude, and it just doesn't go, and then you're like, fuck, dude.
Yeah. More redstone, man. I like need that. Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been much for diamonds. Or gold. Or fucking iron.
I bet it's the direction we're
anything.
going. I bet we're going northeast. Oh my god,
What does that
we're not.
have to do with anything?
I don't know, dude. Maybe diamonds
Yeah,
will...
you're gonna have more lava on your path, like down the road.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm just gonna stop here and turn.
Do you have a water bucket?
No. I'm just turning here. I'm gonna leave the lava exposed though, because that looks awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. You fucking ballin'.
Oh, what do you know? More lava, dude. Awesome. I guess we're turning again. I'm gonna go through your path, dude, I guess.
You're welcome to come at my path. More redstone. My balls stink like fettuccine. I have a small weenie. Why won't she come see me? I think she's dreamy.
These are your lyrics?
Yeah,
Nice.
bars, bro. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, I wasn't really smelling myself before. Like, I sat down to play Minecraft. I don't know why. I can just smell my balls now.
It's because your stench is just rising straight up to your nose.
It is. I didn't even get that sweaty today. It's crazy. Only one option. Take a shower.
Yeah, dude. I kept getting paint stuck in my hair, like underneath it all. So I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it, dude. I'm shaving all my hair.
Found a bunch of gravel.
Gravel. That doesn't indicate what I was talking about earlier.
Okay. I was just seeing.
No, it was like andesite and granite.
Oh, okay. So it's gotta be one of those.
Yeah. And it's usually in a cave, so we could go up and look for one. There's most likely one straight in that cave system.
I just found more lava. That is bad.
I'm gonna
This is a lava waterfall.
Yeah, I just hit more lava, dude. I'm just gonna go see if I can find that fucking stupid ass pit of shit.
Man.
The stuff I was talking about. That pit where we can get a bunch of iron.
No. Oh, I found my other strip mine.
Yeah, I found one of them as well. Shit was whack.
Yeah, I was like, I got over here and I was like, that's weird. Like, there's blocks, like, someone came here and played shit.
Weird.
It's a strip mine. probably go under it. Well, maybe not. Quit it, lava. Skeet, skeet. Is there still a lot? I'm literally at the bottom. I guess we're going over. Because you ain't going under it.
Zombie coming at me with a shovel, dude. Who do you think he is, Brady?
A zombie with the shovel, probably.
I think I found a patch of the stuff I'm looking for.
No way. Bro, this sucks. Monkey butt. Cause like my path literally goes right into the top pole. I guess I could maybe see if I can get up there. Make it quit. Quit, lava. Fuck, I fell. I fell in the lava. I'm stuck under the bricks now. It's like when you fall under ice. It's not very cool.
I found the patch of andesite, but it's not yielding me any iron.
But you said it's like on a chance though, right?
Yeah. The one I hit, dude, it just didn't end, dude. It just kept going with iron.
Oh, so you did hit one.
Not now, but like the one yesterday.
Man, fuck this shit, bro. Fuck this lava. I'm just gonna see what happens.
I guess iron spawns at higher elevations, I forgot.
Yeah. Not really much down here besides like gold, redstone, and diamond. So I don't think we're going to talk more you know, to play Minecraft. It's tough, man.
Who?
Wasn't meant to be.
That original chick?
No, this Mormon chick.
Dude, you don't want a Mormon anyway. It's probably
Well,
for
she
the
said
best.
she's not really Mormon.
Not really Mormon until she fucking offers you a price that you can't refuse, dude. And then boom.
Like what?
And then she's got you. And then she's got you, Brady, alright?
Probably. Yeah. She's Mormon. I asked her, do you like more men?
What'd she say?
No, I didn't ask her that. Yeah, her brother's in the infantry. She just lived down here. Like, that's weird. Why'd you, like... I mean, I guess I get why, but, like, I would not be good with my sister personally.
Probably her stepbrother, bro.
Nah, bro. Not like that one weird chick, bro. Straight up just basically fucking your step, bro.
What's wrong with that, Brady? They're not related.
Wow.
Dude, they have no relation.
Yeah, but they're still basically family. Like, especially if they grew up together.
Then it's a little different. But say you're like 30 and your parents just start hooking up and they're like 50, and it turns out your new stepsister is like hot as fuck.
Yeah, but you're like 30, bro. Why would you, like,
I don't know,
this
dude.
is weird.
Like, who's the hottest chick that you can think of? Who's the hottest chick that you can think of, dude?
Probably your mom. No, not your mom.
Yeah, she's definitely not the hottest chick you can think of, dude.
I don't know, brother. There's a lot of hot chicks.
Alright, name one hot chick that you can think of.
Who's the guy that played Superman?
What?
Okay, I don't know. Fuck, dude. I always had a soft spot. I can't think of her name. Something hot. I don't remember though. She's a porn star.
Anyway, that's your new stepsister, bro. You're telling me you're not gonna attempt to hit?
No, dude. I'm probably gonna be married by 30 or something dumb. Doesn't mean you can't hit.
So what are you talking about, bro?
I don't know. I'll probably just stay out of the step business game. me just like your dad.
That's not alright, baby.
That's perfectly fine. You're telling me you're hitting your stepsister?
Was she some fucking hot piece of ass? Yeah, no doubt.
You're just like Brian, probably.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. She's some hot piece of ass, dude.
Found some diamonds, by the way.
Some like Scarlett Johansson level, dude. For real. Got to. Have to. Nothing. There's nothing.
That's true.
Like, I don't know, man.
I have 36 blocks of tough.
Oh, I thought you said diamonds. I was like, damn, dude.
No, we ain't bowling that hard yet.
Tough. I just threw up a little bit.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. What? This gross tea. Quit.
Dude, I like to force myself to throw up and I eat it.
Shut up. I can't even lie. Yesterday, dude, I just ate all that McDonald's and I really was thinking to myself, like, man, I should probably throw up. Like, I was like a grotesque amount of McDonald's every day. Chicken sandwiches, 10-piece nug, 2 cheeseburgers, a large fry, and then a quarter pounder. Dude, I was like, fuck this.
Yeah,
I feel like a fucking slob.
I would have wanted to die.
Shit was not good though.
Every time I get McDonald's, bro, I just feel sick.
I know all I could think about was like when I was like playing with you guys, I was like, I think I want to order McDonald's. You're like, don't do it, Brady. And I was just thinking, yeah, he was right. Like, fuck.
Don't do it, Brady.
It always sounds super fucking good though.
And yep, and then boom, it hits ya. And then you're like, damn, that wasn't a good decision.
I know, like, I think I probably told you this, but I know you eat, like, I know when you eat shitty food, like, I know I've ate shitty food when, like, I can feel it, like, in my stomach, like, 4 hours later, and it's still, like, my stomach's still, like, expanded, and, like, I'm still feeling full, I'm still digesting, I'm sleepy, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. There's a few times where I pass out after a big meal. And that's just, you know, that's just the way it goes.
It is. I passed out today, bro. I came back from work at like 10 in the morning, and I was like, I was literally in my bed, and I was like, fuck, dude. I don't have time. I didn't mean to sleep until like fucking 3 in the afternoon, though. I was only supposed to sleep for like a little bit.
Until 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, dude, I was like mad tired.
I was like mad tired, dude.
I was, dude.
Dude, I was like mad tired, bro.
Fuck you, dude.
Shut up, you fucking hillbilly.
You're racist, bro.
You're a fucking hillbilly. What do you know about scaffolding?
What do you know about you being a hillbilly? I'm not a hillbilly, that's you.
What do you know about scaffolding, bro? Oh, I'm flying on that stupid scaffolding.
I know that it's cool. Like, I can't remember what you're supposed to do with them. There is something, I watched a video on.
You just like, it's like you just walk up it.
Yeah, but like somebody had like a good use for it one time.
Well, it's for building shit for like high places or just like parkour and stuff. You can just grab it.
Maybe that's what it was. It was parkour. But I swear to God, they had it mad early in the game though. I like one of the first things they made. I was like, why?
Well, I mean, it only costs like bamboo and sticks, I think. If I'm not mistaken. Let me check. I can't even make it. We could make some chains though. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think they look good decorations. So I'm not really like, oh yeah. It's like 90% of the time. You want to make some mind stuff?
Some what?
Mind stuff?
You want to make some mine stuff?
You make some mine carts?
Nah, dude. I
You
can't do
make
it.
some dab carts?
Can't do it, dude.
You make some crumble?
poop is what I have to do.
Shit on your keyboard.
How much will you pay me?
$8
Like shit on my keyboard?
Yeah, I gotta be good shit though.
Do I have to wipe?
Yeah, using your keyboard.
No, I can't wipe the keyboard.
Yes, you can, bro. Stop making excuses.
Oh, I'm gonna go
So
check
what are
out
your coordinates for the last one? Or your first and your last?
631, negative 673. I'm at the base.
Okay, so I've only mined like fucking 400 blocks.
I'm
But
gonna
it's really like
I gotta
1200.
shit.
Yeah. We woke up intoxicated on all types of drugs. Intoxicated on all types of drugs. Never sober. We love. Dubbed out as drugs. A substance. Killing me low.
Flashy, flashy, flashy.
So I've heard.
Let's go battle the Ender Dragon, bro.
For XP.
Yeah, dude. Hey, I only have 11.
More lava, bro.
I think we need gas tiers, though. Let me check.
You need gas money.
Yeah, we need 4 gas tiers.
4.
Easy, bro.
4 too many, dude.
It's nothing but easy.
Bro, another river. Whoa, lava. Railroad system, but
Kill myself some gas.
I didn't kill myself. Gas. Papua New Guinea. I'd like to speak with you.
Who's that?
I don't know. Probably cave though. Yeah, dude. I've accumulated 9 gold, 2 diamonds, 6 iron, and like my over like 1,500 blocks at mine.
Oh.
That's terrible. This game's not bad, but it's like too bad, is what I'm saying.
No! Found a wood?
No, I found the damn purple room. More than you though. I heard your aw.
I'm in the nether. I thought some gunpowder fell in the lava, but I got it.
That's where there's place to put water.
Weird place to use. Normal for.
This is actually a good sized cave now.
Another
Got
gas.
a lot of that fucking tree shit though. Why am I flying?
Come on, game, you gotta catch up, bro.
Was it lagging?
Yeah. Gas is just sitting there in air, wiggling his legs, not moving.
That zombie got full.
Imagine you see a zombie with full enchanted armor, bro.
Full netherite chances, bro. I'll be hit. What are they enchanting on? Gold.
Oh,
Chest.
move.
Protection. I got the
Who thought it would be cool to walk slow on Citizen?
I don't know. Kind of dickheads up. In my opinion.
The what was in there?
Where are the labels? I thought I explored this part. This thing's John and Orange. Queepo. Give me your gunpowder.
Bitch. Not it. Dumbass bitch. Hey, 2 gas tiers, baby.
That's pretty cash money, dude.
Oh, I got 3 of them, dude. Never mind.
Must be easy.
1 dude. Like 1 gas. Got another one. can't one-shot skeletons.
Yeah, probably. I'm mad I can't one-shot everything within reason.
Where are you at?
Cave. It's got snowballs in it.
It's not snowball,
Nope, snowballs, bro. I'm the first person to discover them. I don't name them. That thing's a dead end by the way down there.
Yeah, I found one. I kind of want some of this clay, though. Not be real.
It's all yours. Is this where I was at? That's lava. Don't like that.
Are you inferring something that isn't true?
Wait, what you said?
Seems like a pretty liberal.
What the fuck are you talking about? You said about what?
I'll kill you, dude.
I seriously did not hear you.
I'm gonna kill you, dude. I'm done. I'm done with your fake. Oh, I didn't hear you, dude. Nah, too late now. You've already changed my personality. It's too late.
Bro, you would think that, like, if it happens that often, it's probably just case. You know what I mean? If you keep eating all these pizzas and you get fat, you know, it's probably because you've been eating a lot of pizza.
I mean, probably, but it could also be, you know, just what else you do during the day, you know?
Probably because you eat a lot of pizza.
Nah, because there's like a 135-pound jiu-jitsu champion who only eats pizza.
I'm sure they eat other things besides pizza.
Nah, he said he only eats once a day and eats pizza and pasta.
How much pizza?
Like a big pan, like a full pizza.
Yeah, I'm talking about like pizza. Actually, and that's like not the average either. I'm talking about the average. I don't think everybody does jujitsu every day.
All day long, because that's all he does. Just fucking hard jiu-jitsu all day long. But it's the same idea. Same idea.
Bro, this is the one thing that, like, I'm not joking about, and I really am fucking. You're just pulling my cock.
I'm not pulling your cock, bro.
You're pulling my cock.
I'm not pulling your cock, alright? I promise you, I'm not.
You didn't pull my cock.
I'm not pulling your cock, dude.
Well, stop doing it then.
I'm not pulling your cock.
That's so gay of you to say.
I mean, you brought it up.
Okay.
Why didn't you get any of this moss grass, dude? This is the coolest shit in the world.
I'm just, you know,
We out here.
exploring.
I
don't know, dude.
I'm
I have
getting
the actual. I know we have to get lower than what you have to get down. You have to go down to like 56.
How the hell did you get out of here?
What you mean?
I need out, dude.
Yeah, you gotta hit 56, bro.
Negative?
Go down to like. Yeah,
Oh,
negative
Jesus
56.
Christ, I ain't doing that. I'm just gonna build straight up.
We go down.
That's cancer.
Yeah, I just found the way up. Fuck it. Get my dick, bro.
I would rather just build straight up, personally.
What, so you go in your little flyer?
Yeah, dude. Can you fly? That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
I
Underwater cave? Not cool.
No, it's just an collection. It's just for autistic people, though.
Shut
You
your
wouldn't
damn
understand.
mouth, dude.
You should TP me when you find me out.
No, dude.
I ain't go, oh, you my boy, come on now.
Nah, you told me you had the way out. Cause you want to do it the old-fashioned way and want to walk all the way out of a fucking cave instead of just climbing out like a normal person.
No, I guess fucking cicada, dude.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, yes you do.
I don't know what that is, bro.
Don't tell me you've been brainwashed too.
I'm at the bottom of an ocean, dog. What are you on?
Fuck that,
Dude.
How fucking are that? There's your foot.
Oh, there's an ocean monument over here, dude. Let's go.
See, look, I told you that it's better to just mind up.
Let's just full send it. It shouldn't be able to kill us, so. I'll put on my.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a fucking chest plate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go put that on before we start.
How are you gonna put the shulker box down?
I'm gonna dig down and make
Oh, bro, I got you.
I've already made a little room.
The fish are gonna love the statue I just made.
The fish aren't even real.
They're real to me.
You're lying to yourself, son.
We not lying to self.
Don't lie to yourself, bro.
But I wish I had some good old good shit on. Nah, like yeah.
Oh, that's right. I thought it was a giant fish. I wish that was.
Where'd you go?
Remind me. Go on your platform. It's the opposite way of the sun. Direct opposite way of the sun.
Okay. Nice. I did a mine too. I was underwater, so I couldn't see anything. It was like 5 blocks of it. I got a jellyfish on me. It's like, looks like you're doing all the mining.
Nah, we all have mining.
Now if you just float to the bottom, where's all the good shit at?
Inside, homie.
Wait, if I put blocks down, does it stop the water?
You could put doors down, yeah. Supposedly. I'm gonna make one real quick. I don't know if it still works. Nah, it doesn't work. Fuck! Breathe. We should just make water breathe when we come back.
Yeah, I mean, what can you really get from this good?
Gold and sponge.
You say gold and a sponge.
Yeah. I have one firework to give us back.
That's it, bro.
Yep. Go that way. And that way.
Why didn't it work? Oh, I didn't have them on. I'm retarded.
Wow,
I
nice
was so
job.
confused while I wasn't flying. What's going on here?
So much ocean to cross, dude. We have 600 blocks to go in this direction. Just go straight at the sun, and you'll go in the direction.
Alright. Can you eat while you're flying?
Yeah.
That's cool. There's a lot of trees over here. That's a tall ass tree, dude. Oh, that's her house.
That's a tall ass tree, dude. Yeah, it is, Brady. That is a tall ass tree. I wish there were like massive trees that spawned.
Me too. They can make like tree people. Make them like black.
What?
What? You good?
I want to plant 800 more melons, dude. Is what I want to do.
I'm not sure.
We're gonna go fight the Ender Dragon, bro.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea.
Before we spawn them, though, let's make like fucking water things up to the thing, up to the pillars. Oh fuck, we don't have any Ender pearls left, dude. Guess we gotta buy some.
I've been reading on Reddit, bro. You see what they're posting about Realm?
Nah. What do they have?
There's like a bunch of people that are saying to put sex in the game. It's like, I'm pretty sure like it's kind of like a shit post, but like a lot of posts have been about that.
A lot of
you know.
I
a stupid amount.
I'm thinking they're not gonna add that, but that's just me.
Oh no, they definitely won't. But like, a lot of people want it. They're like, oh, it'll help the player base. It'll help keep retention up, shit like that. I'm just kind of sitting there like, I don't know.
I mean, it might. A lot of dweebs out there.
Yeah, of course it could, but like, why? Why would you do that though?
Yeah, why would you want to with your brand, you know?
Like, I don't want to see pixels fuck personally.
That's just me.
Yeah. But I guess more power to you. You want to watch a little 16, 8-bit by 8-bit thing fuck or whatever.
How many fireworks do you have? Oh, we got plenty of fucking.
Yeah, I just put some more gunpowder in there. I have like almost a full stack of them. I hardly ever use
Oh,
them.
by the way, this middle armor, or that middle small chest is the armor tool.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Just keep it a little more space.
We have no boat. Arrows.
You want arrows, is what you're saying?
You got some?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll certainly take some. Oh yeah, I got that. What I do, what I do. Oh wait, where's that ore? The emeralds up or sideways now. Is that where we're putting the iron and the diamonds?
Yeah, and this top one with that diamond that you turn
I
sideways.
like it. Lame.
Oh, we need more flame powder.
Bro, I'd be balling on Minecraft. You fucking child. Fuck you. Minecraft is my life. Go pig.
Oh, check these out, dude.
What are they? Did you get the poison ones?
Nah, it's the ender crystals.
What?
It's the end crystals in my hand. Do we
Why
still
they
have
look-
mining fatigue, dude? That's fucking gay.
Yeah, because I have jellyfish, dude. That's what I was saying. If you get a jellyfish on you, like, you stay fatigued for like a fat minute.
It's more behavior. Alright, let me look up the coordinates real quick. We should be good to go. End portal, negative 1900, dude. How many fucking fireworks do you have, dude?
I know.
Let me go this way.
What's the first one?
Negative 17, or negative 1900.
Negative 19.
And then the next one is 1725.
Jesus, dude. So it's like. Oh, wait, those two. So both are negative?
No. First one's negative.
Okay. I like you going to the village.
There's some creepers down there that I'm gonna go kill on the way there.
At the village?
No, just as I'm flying around. By the way, if you wait until a creeper is about to explode, you always get gunpowder. Just a pro tip I learned. Yeah, it's a little rough. I can't lie.
Now I'm dying or something.
I just felt random with the mountain.
Keep doing what I do. Why can't I run? Oh, that's the wrong button. Oh, I'm a retard.
Almost halfway there.
Me too. What's the last one? 1700?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's gonna be in the water.
Yeah.
Now we walked a long way through this.
Yeah, bro. It sucked.
More blocks this way and another 1,200. 8 rockets left.
Like 900, 900. So negative 1800, 1700.
Negative 1992. And then 1725.
Did you build like a little thing over there?
Nope.
Damn. I'm like here.
Yeah, I'm.
Oh, I think I see. Yeah. I hit the exact one so I can build a little thing for us. Oh wait, there's a pirate ship down here, dude.
Guess
Can
there
you
is.
explore that?
I don't know. Probably not.
Oh, alright. There's booty in my booty. Yeah, that's not really anything good in here. Treasure map, I guess. Oh, my shit's gone. Fuck. You said negative 19. Oh, I was just gonna custom create that thing.
I'll be paying for it.
Hmm?
Well, ideally, I just want to get an ender portal, or an end portal hooked up in this bitch.
Oh, you haven't done that yet?
Nah, dude. As soon as I get the ender dragon, that's going to do something else. I don't know.
I thought that once you went to the end, you had to open up that, like, you had to open it up to do that.
What?
To face the Ender Dragon, you have to do, like, put the eyeballs in the end portal.
I'm at Nether portal. It's over here.
This will be nice, just being able to fly around. Look at all that XP is still here. Oh.
Oh, you bitch.
Shit, level 40, bro.
Don't take it, you fucking cunt. Taking all my fucking XP.
Not yours.
Dude, I literally just gained, like, 24 levels, dude. What?
I just gained 40, bro.
You're a sick
This
fuck.
shit's gnarly.
You're a sick fuck. I don't even care anymore.
We haven't even fought him yet either, that's crazy.
Pretty cool. Check out this shit. Guys with torches, or fucking fireworks. Thanks.
What did I get hit by?
I mean,
I'm about to die. There's smoke in my bitch ass, bro.
make a thing, a platform. Fucking get you here.
I just need to get blocks out, so quick.
Well, we have the Electros. We don't need to, like, fucking do
You only need to build one up. Well, I guess you don't even really need to. I'm dead. I'm dead. You fucking cunt. Oh, wait, mate, you fucking cunt. Oh, Weezer. Why is Ender Dragon harder this time?
I don't know, bro. That's a good question. Oh, you can shoot your bow while you're fucking flying, dude.
Flying?
Oh, his Fuck. Fuck! Fuck!
I just saw you fall.
I don't have any building blocks, dude.
Almost did fall. So you want to hit the fire, or you want to hit the box?
I'm dead. God,
I'm out of arrows. Fuck.
I can give you some.
No!
Uh-oh.
Bro, I missed I was trying to put blocks down, I was flying down there.
You gotta respawn, bro. I'm almost dead myself.
I'll respawn if you want to TP me over.
That's what I was trying to do, but it said error. Fuck me. No, I just teleported myself to you.
Whoops.
Well, at least we know the Ender Dragon's alive. Ah, fuck, dude. I don't want to have to go back
Yeah,
there.
I guess I don't even really need that XP now that we got that 43.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But, at least we got something to look forward to later.
Yeah. Go fight them again. That's crazy.
Let me chug this beer. You want to go play some Fortnite or something more high anticipated?
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I really tried hard today to get that shit to work. At one point, I did have it kind of working. It was kind of downloading, but then it just went to shit.
I heard heroin's pretty cool.
Some black tar.
Trying to wait.
Black tar changed my life.
Who's online? Is Kenny online? What's he doing?
Brian was online earlier, but then I had to reset my internet so I could try to see if that would help downloading the thing, and then he just never got back